the one supplement you need daily for a youthful face. And you're taking it wrong. Look at this face. Look on the left, of course you see youth. On the right, why are you seeing an aged face? There's not more brown spots. There's a little bit of sag in the nasolabial area, but the jaw looks pretty darn good. The brow is still animated up, but check out the chin area. Check out the area around the mouth. Check out what we call a concertina effect of the face. The face is accordioned in. It's the same as a baby's face before the bone fully develops, but it happens as we age. I use this picture on purpose because it doesn't show sunspots, reds or rosacea, or dramatic eye changes or sag. Even if you were to address all those things, this person would still look quote unquote old. It's bone. I see it every day in my clinic. That's what motivated me today to make this video. Here's a smashing fact here that few know. Vitamin D3 is directly linked to collagen production. You know how some people hit their 60s and still look snatched, sculpted, while others start kind of melting in their 40s? It's not just skin, it's your bones shrinking. You can see here what happens to your trabecular bone if we do nothing. You can see on the left, it's more youthful. And on the right, there's more air seen. There's more space between that trabecular bone. So where you see the more white, that's more youthful. So you've heard that K2 and D3 are the power couple for bone health, right? You're taking them religiously, thinking you're future-proofing your face and body. But what if I told you most people are still getting it wrong? Now, the top 3 reasons my patients take K2, D3 are, number 1, just in case you're not on this, bone health and calcium regulation. Number 2, heart health. And number 3, immune system and inflammation defense. Inflammation ages us, right? So does bone. But here's the problem. Vitamin D, yes, it's made in our body after sun exposure. Now, many of you won't like that I say this, but the vast majority of us don't get enough sun exposure to maintain high enough vitamin D levels. And if by chance you do, that UV might be aging you. That's what some of you might not like, because I know a lot of us are sun exposures, and I do love sun, but 80% of skin aging comes from the UV. So there's a balance here. I love the sun too, don't get me wrong, but so many on this channel wear hats, sunglasses, even UV blocking clothing, or heaven forbid I say, sunscreen. There's a controversy there. We can play that one out in the comments below. Those especially wear it who have a history of skin cancer or a family history. So those exact people that are seeking youthful, aesthetically pleasing, glowing skin with even skin tone, maybe that's you on this channel, those are the ones that are avoiding the sun especially, and those are the ones that especially need K2D3. Now you're going to say, well, Rajani, I don't see looking younger in your top 3 list of why people are taking K2D3, but I place all my patients on it, and there is actually evidence for wrinkle reduction, and more importantly, I'm interested in bone health. Now, I put in this video a coupon code for half off of my K2D3. I'll pin it to the top of the comment section and put it in the more info section below this video. Your face is made of bone, skin, fat, and muscle. Without bone, there's zero support. When I'm injecting PRF, platelet-rich fibrin, or Sculptra, I'm always playing off of, so to speak, the bone to create angles, stimulate the osteoblasts. They build bone. Osteoclasts, they eat up your bone. They're the bone-eating cells, not what we want. So skipping bone health is like trying to build a sandcastle without wet sand. Things are going to collapse fast. Doesn't work. No matter how much filler, skincare, collagen, or whatever else you're putting onto your face, whatever you take, without strong bones, your face will sag. It's a given. An easy demonstration is some of you have had dental work done and you've noticed changes in your face and your jawline. That's just an easy way to see those bony changes are key to youth. Your time is valuable, so here's the key scientific fact. Your facial bones start resorbing, means shrinking, in your late 20s. Over time, your jawbone shrinks, bye-bye sharp jawline, your eye sockets expand. Hello, tired, hollowed eyes. Here's a picture of the bone exactly showing how the bone around the eyes, as we say in aesthetics when we're teaching people, the face kind of melts. The bone melts. Look at it around the eyes. It droops down, dragging what down with it? The brow. It's why brow lifts, whether surgical or with threads or with Botox, and blepharoplasties are a top aesthetic procedure. And also, your cheekbones flatten. Your cheek is youth, beauty, and fertility. You can see the difference here after I sculpted the cheeks on this person. Subtle, yet impactful. The high cheek, the lateral cheek, is one of the most powerful areas on the face that we address. And that's where K2 and D3 come in. But here's where most people mess up. You see, vitamin D3 helps you absorb calcium. That's great. Vitamin K2 directs that calcium to your bones instead of clogging up your arteries. The most recent and interesting article that I just read was from 2023. You can see it here. That's an interesting study if you want to see it. But the majority of people sabotage their results with these common mistakes. Number one, you're taking too much D3 without enough K2. Popping mega doses of vitamin D3 but skipping K2 might set yourself up for calcification, where calcium hardens your arteries instead of your bones. In fact, a 2019 study found that people taking high-dose D3 without K2 had a greater incidence of arterial calcification. Think of it like baking a cake. D3 is the flour. It gives the structure, but K2 is the eggs. It holds everything up there. Skip the eggs and you just have dust. My exact doses, before we move on, just so you know, 125 micrograms, which is 5,000 international units of vitamin D, and 100 micrograms of K2, as you can see from the back of my K2D3 here. Mistake number two. You're not pairing it with magnesium. Magnesium is the missing link in your bone health routine. It works with your K2D3 to activate bone-building enzymes, yet 80% of people are deficient in it. I have a whole video on magnesium that's worth watching, but research shows that people with a low magnesium have lower bone density. And remember, your DEXA scan. Don't forget about getting a DEXA scan in your early 40s, especially females. So skipping magnesium while taking K2D3 is like fueling up a sports car but forgetting to put the engine oil in. You're not getting the full benefits. Fix your problem like this. One option is to take magnesium glycinate, 200 to 400 milligrams a day with your K2D3 for maximal impact. Again, I think with magnesium, you want to watch a complete video. I'll put it at the end of this and I'll link it in the more info section below. It's important. Before we go on to all important number 3, you can see why I was compelled to make this video for you. Nothing to buy here. Free information, and 70% of you watching are not subscribed. If you get value, do me a tiny little favor and hit the subscribe button. Also, like this video, and if you want to extend your courtesy, share this video with a friend. Chances are they will love you for it, and thank you. Share it as fast as a dog bolts when they hear the word bath. Now, number 3, you'll want to start K2D3 early. In arteries, because people ask me this all the time, can I unclog my arteries? It's quite possible K2 cannot undo calcium buildup very well for everybody. It's not commonly a feature. Studies are a bit more divided here. You might have seen claims that K2 removes artery calcification like a magic eraser for bad health choices. But I hate to break it to you. The science doesn't clearly back that one up. At least that easily for most of you. It's a slow process. Calcium buildup, you see, it's a later sign of findings in your arteries. First, you get the softer clots or an injury to the wall, and then calcium builds up later. So K2 is better at preventing the calcification. Once a calcium is deposited in your arteries, it's not that easy to remove, although the recent 2023 study did show benefits versus those not on K2 for people with calcium in their arteries. I also attribute K2D3 in part in reversing my own cardiac calcium score. But I changed 4 things at once. I didn't just take K2D3 alone. And I waited 6 years for my follow-up scan, and it's now at 0. So I went from a percentage of calcium in my arteries, all the way down to 0. So I'm happy about that. And I did start K2D3 at that time. So you want to think of K2D3 like sunscreen. Wear it and you prevent sun damage. But once you have a sunburn, it's not like slathering the SPF will reverse it. That's why starting K2 early is your key. It's about prevention, not repair. Okay, so how do you take K2 and D3 the correct way? Vitamin K2, you want MK7. That's what you want to look for. It's what I use in my supplement, not MK4. 100 to 200 micrograms per day. And some people will ask why MK7? Well, the half-life is longer. Vitamin D3, think 1,000 to 5,000 international units per day. And remember, you can get your levels tested if you're in doubt, but that's what I put my patients on. For magnesium, I mentioned that prior and the dose, but watch the full video on that. Now, when it comes to your face bone, obviously I see patients every day in real life, so I see the effects of interventions. But a study found the relationship between natto, which is a fermented soybean product rich in vitamin K2. I do eat it when I go to Japan. I don't particularly like it. It smells and kind of tastes a little like dirty socks or something like that, but there are people that eat a lot of it and they actually like the taste. It's tough for many people, but they did find its consumption and bone health in postmenopausal women were correlated. Findings suggested that regular natto intake is associated with reduced bone loss, younger looking faces. That's the key here. So don't forget about the food sources too. I outlined that in my full K2D3 video. And if it wasn't enough and compelling enough to take K2D3 just from what I told you, vitamin D3 is directly linked to collagen production. One study showed that women with optimal vitamin D levels had a 30% less bone loss in the jaw, which we care about, compared to those who were deficient. Translation, if you want a strong jawline, full cheeks, no sag, get this right. Your next step is going to be to watch this full K2D3 video and one down here on facial gua sha, another all-natural way to sculpt your face. And I have a free course on gua sha. I'll pin to the more info on this video. Stay tuned. Keep your skin and body beautiful, healthy, and vibrant.